You can know the current state of writers by looking at the current state of cinema.
So well put.
It's as simple. Everybody in this business thinks they are writers. Everybody. So the producer wants the actor to do it, so he'll be like, forget the story, add a few more scenes of this. Then the actor will say, no, I want to be better than that other actor, so then add more scenes of mine.
They're producers, they're writers, they're other bigger writers, for example, who have a junior writer under them, they're directors. They think that if they sit in a room and talk, and then this writer goes back and actually writes, that they've also written. That is a misconception. What you're actually doing is taking credit from somebody who's written.
ये घटना मैं जब से इस धरती पे पैदा हुआ हूँ तब से लेके आज तक मेरी जानकारी में दूसरी नहीं है, तो ये इतना स्पेशल और यूनिक है। और दर्शकों को मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि गुरु अगर अच्छी फिल्म देखने की भूख है तो इसे आप मिस करोगे तो पाप लगेगा।
Hello everybody, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy. My guests today are very special. Artists who believe in the magic of cinema are here to tell stories about believing in the magic of cinema. Why wouldn't you want to see this? Thank you so much for joining me, the wonderful cast of Superboys of Malegaon. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Of course, the wonderful people who've been producing movies like this forever. But I meant it, right? We talk so much about the magic of cinema, but we realize that in different parts of the country there are people who in their own ways have been creating their magic, not given the scale and the money that they would have. Probably one of the stories that we are here to cherish. A very important conversation I thought your character in the beginning has is, and which I think still a lot of producers have, is when they are discussing what is the kind of genre that we should make. Salman and all the superstars on stage were discussing about how sometimes I feel like we've forgotten the core nerve of our audience in not being who we are and stuff. Just a different perspective. This again brings me back to the conversation. Probably they said that what do the people at the ground level want? Which I think has been a conversation for a while. What are your thoughts on it? I will start with Zoya and Reema and then the rest. Because you all were having that discussion that time.
Yeah, I think that's what made Nasir so truly special and inspiring, because he obviously had a love for cinema, and it was a pure love. Huh? When he made his first film, it was with no agenda. And secondly, I think he really had the pulse on the town of Malegaon. It's a small town. It has loom workers, it has factory workers, and somewhere he realized how difficult people's lives were, and he wanted to introduce a bit of laughter in their lives.
Sure.
He wanted to reflect people on screen, and he wanted people to see themselves on screen. So these are actually tremendous things. I mean, these are the makings of a filmmaker, a proper, legit filmmaker, which he is.
Sure. Zoya, what are your thoughts on it from the perspective of a producer today?
I'm honestly, I'm not going to even pretend to know what people want. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And every time we think we know, someone surprises us. So the only thing I can get out of it is do what works for you. Make the films you want to watch. They sometimes will resonate, sometimes they won't. Keep going. Because we don't know what's going to work. And in this business, I feel when something works, everybody starts doing the same thing till it gets so tired, then everybody starts doing the same thing. So it just becomes, I don't know if we bore the audience with the same kind of work, or if I don't know. I have no idea. That's the only answer I can give you, is I have no clue. I just do what feels correct to me, what I resonate with, and what I would like to watch on screen.
Zoya, does this conversation make you still feel like, because as producers you're trying to tell stories that also are interesting and have value in themselves, right? Does it make it more difficult? Because yes, it's a money-making business, but then how do you tell stories that are so important if only that part is always brought to you?
See, this has always been, this is world over the same story everywhere. And it's been like this through the ages. People always found a way to make films. Today, in fact, at the end of the day, today, you have more tools. You have more distribution platforms. You can make a film on your phone and you can put it on YouTube on your own channel. At the end of the day, nothing is stopping you, And if that has to catch fire, it will. How many people have come up just putting their own content or stories out. So I don't think how is it difficult or how is it tough. I mean, the whole point of Superboys of Malegaon is to stop looking at what is difficult. He set up an industry when there was nothing.
Yeah.
So who are we to sit here and complain?
Fair enough. Should probably inspire us a little bit more,
Yes.
isn't it? But on that note, Adarsh, because this is where I started the question from, your character. Very interesting, right? Even as actors, you're probably at some point, you know, all of you sitting here are absolutely incredible artists, and I still feel have not got their due. You know, you all can fight and say that we've been hearing this for 5 years. But maybe, I don't know, maybe you look at it differently today. How do you look at this conversation? What is really getting your due, Adarsh?
I feel like I've gotten more than I've ever asked for.
Okay.
I honestly didn't think I'd be sitting in this room with these people. I guess for me, it was just about wanting to work on good films, and when at least now, I don't know, but like when I was starting out, and for the longest time, like it didn't matter, the length of the role didn't matter. Like I just wanted to do good work. Even if I had a couple of good scenes, I was fine. I just wanted to work with good directors and good writers, and on stories that I would watch myself when, you know, that was always my criteria, I guess, of going about things. And there have been times when I had no work, but I would be offered something and I couldn't connect with the source material at all, and it didn't make sense to me, so I didn't do it. But yeah, I think what Nasir and his gang of boys, the discussion that they're having in the film is, you know, there's a sense of awareness of what the town needs. I, for one, as Zoya said, as an actor, I don't know what people like or, you know, what they'll vibe with at the end of the day. So I just want to do stories that I personally believe in. That's the best that I can do, and hope that people also enjoy them and watch them.
विनीत, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब मैं ऐसे for curiosity sake to go and check comments of trailers that I specifically liked, and then they were like, yaar, Vineet, you know, he really deserves more, because you know, all of us have seen your work, really have felt this for a while, right? ट्रेलर लॉन्च पे ना आपने एक बहुत ही आसान बात कह दी जब लोग आपसे पूछ रहे थे कि क्या आपको लगता है OTT रिलीज, और आपने कहा यार कुछ भी दे दो यार झूले में. दैट वाज सो रियल, यू नो, बिकॉज आई थिंक उनको समझ में ये नहीं आता कि आपने हर मौके का फ़ायदा उठाया, लेकिन मौके बहुत कम थे. इस पर अगर आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे.
अब और मौके मिलेंगे,
मिलने चाहिए बिल्कुल.
आप जब अच्छी फिल्म करते हो तो वो फिल्म कहीं ना कहीं लोगों तक पहुंचती है. जैसे सुपरबॉयज ऑफ मालेगांव की अगर मैं बात करूं तो ये एक पिक्चर है. इसका इम्पैक्ट क्या था वो मैंने टोरंटो इंटरनेशनल फिल्म फेस्टिवल में देखा. मैंने मैं स्क्रिप्ट कई बार पढ़ता हूँ, लेकिन एक बार भी मेरे जहन में ये ख्याल नहीं आया था जो इंटरनेशनल ऑडियंस ने मेरी आंख खोली थी कि कम्युनिटी एफर्ट की वैल्यू क्या है हमारी सोसाइटी के लिए. ये वो फिल्म बताती है.
सो ट्रू
कि अगर कम्युनिटी तय कर ले तो कईयों के मकान बन जाते हैं.
so true.
आज लोग अपने जीवन में 2 जून की रोटियां कमाने में ज़िंदगी निकल जाती है घर बनाने में.
बिल्कुल.
सिनेमा इंडस्ट्री खड़ी कर दी नासिर, शेख नासिर ने.
इनक्रेडिबल.
ये जादू है. और ये घटना मैं जब से इस धरती पे पैदा हुआ हूँ तब से लेके आज तक मेरी जानकारी में दूसरी नहीं है. तो ये इतना स्पेशल और यूनिक है. और दर्शकों को मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि गुरु, अगर अच्छी फिल्म देखने की भूख है तो इसे आप मिस करोगे तो पाप लगेगा. फिर बोलना मत फिर बोलना मत कि अच्छी फिल्म नहीं आई थी. फिर शिकायत मत करो.
जी बिल्कुल.
है ना
कि अच्छी फिल्म में क्यों नहीं बनी.
हाँ, कि
100%,
एक बात है कि अक्सर ये कहा जाता था कि नहीं ऑडियंस यही चाहती है तो यही हम दिखाते हैं. लेकिन मैं जो समझ पा रहा हूँ कि कोविड के बाद ऑडियंस, मतलब जो लड़के आज से 7 साल पहले 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 साल के थे, वो अभी मस्त जवान हो चुके हैं.
जी.
उन्होंने इंटरनेशनल कंटेंट जो है एक्सप्लोर किया है.
जी.
तो उनका लेवल अपग्रेड हो चुका है. राइट. तो वो अच्छी फिल्में देखना भी चाहते हैं. अब ये वो फिल्म है और अब ये उनको तय करना है कि गुरु तुमको देखना क्या है.
बिल्कुल. So well put. Shashank, I'm going to ask you a question that is completely different. I realized the movie also towards the end is trying to say that we all have that super quality in us. Doesn't have to be something flying or attacking people, right? It's an inference that I made on my own. Sitting here, I'm sure all of these people have some super qualities that can be channelized. What have you, from each of them sitting here, that you can point out that you admire?
I want to quickly go back to that. So I didn't come here to get my due. I came here to make films. So that just, you know, if I wanted due, I would open a business and
Yeah.
stuff. What are their qualities as human beings? Many. They're completely different human beings from each other.
Absolutely. Sure.
I've known Zoya and Reema for now at least 8 years. We have, we worked together on a few things before this. They're incredible people. I jump up at the opportunity to be able to work with them because they love what they do so much and they put so much effort into it. Adarsh, I had the privilege of meeting only a couple of years ago. I love everything he does. I think he's one of the most fantastic actors I've seen in the country.
Yeah.
Vineet, I'm in awe of constantly. He is a force of nature. He is literally someone I learn from every time I see on screen. I'm in awe of his work, everything he does. These people are incredible. It's a privilege to work with. This is my due.
Yeah.
You know, this
So
is the
well
due
put.
I will get. In terms of money, give me all the money you want. No, so, you know, I just find that such a strange question. What due? You know, this is my due.
Yeah.
We're all alive here, we're
Very
doing
well
well.
put.
I'm not, so this is it. I hope you keep watching our films.
No,
That's our deal.
absolutely. Shashank,
It's sorry to interrupt, but you know, this due and underrated is very
Yeah.
funny. But somewhere I can't remember. I think maybe it might have been in London. I was asked, "Do you think you have been underrated as a director?" I said, "Not at all. If I was underrated, then I wouldn't be the director of Superboys of Malegaon. The
I
reason
love
I'm
that
getting this opportunity is because I'm not underrated. Somebody may be out there, press and audience may not be aware of me. That doesn't make it real that I'm underrated by my colleagues and peer and people that I work with."
100%. Of course, it's very well answered.
Yeah, and I would like to add that these three fine actors we've worked with before. None of them are discoveries to us.
Yeah. Of course you
I've
have.
worked with Vineet in Goal. He's been with us in Kho Gaya Hum Kahan, Made in Heaven.
Made in
So yeah, this is a mutual admiration club that has been going on for a while.
Come to my last segment, but I just have to ask this. आपके किरदार, of course, हम ट्रेलर में भी है, राइटर बाप है वाला जो डायलॉग है, in its true sense that is true. पर हमारे इंडस्ट्री में ये बिल्कुल ही नहीं माना जाता है. We have writers here as well, so I know the feeling. I speak to a lot of writers and there is this feeling that they say that right now अभी का जो माहौल है, while a lot of writers have been empowered, जी उनको पैसे भी ठीक ठाक मिल रहे हैं वैसे, they always hope that it's a little more that they get, but they feel like अभी भी उनको empowered ठीक तरीके से नहीं किया जाता है when they want to give original stories. कि कुछ original लिखते हैं उनको कहा जाता है कि आप lot of production houses they want to either commission something that they already know will work और इसी ढांचे में काम करो, किसी का remake करो या whatever it is in that sense of it. As writers and as producers, as directors, both Reema and Zoya, I want to know at the current state of how writers have been feeling often and also talking about it. I'm sure Varun also would have had an opinion on this.
What is the current state?
Yeah, how do you, saying that this is how a lot of them have felt that.
No, they are very justified in having felt this way.
Yeah.
And what the current state of, you can know the current state of writers by looking at the current state of cinema.
So well put.
It's as simple.
Yeah.
You want better films, you treat your writers better.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Nurture writing, because that's your foundation, that's your base. So however you feel about cinema is what it is, writers. Yeah, where they are at.
Reema, your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel on a level maybe Zoya and I had lucked out because we're not just writers, we're also directors.
Of course.
But people who are pure writers, I think that it's been a dismal state. From the height of writing, when you think of Javed Saab and Salim Saab, and I honestly believe writer baap hota hai. So I think that you have to allow for that. You have to pay for that. You have to give respect to that. And only then will you get stories that are, commercially viable, but at the same time, it's not that same ghisa pita hua story.
Yeah.
And you have to pay attention to the spirit of that story, of that narrative, because everybody in this business thinks they are writers. Yeah. Everybody. So the producer wants the actor to do it, so he'll be like, forget the story, add a few more scenes of this.
Yeah.
Then the actor will say, no, I want to be better than that other actor, so then add more scenes of mine. Everybody thinks they can write. Everybody, and that the minute you realize that that's not, you have to have the integrity of the story in mind and give it that respect and understand that the writer, and give the writer enough money so he doesn't need to do 5 other scripts to survive.
Yeah.
It's a whole,
Yeah, and I feel, just to add
can
to
go
that,
on and on about
yeah,
this,
like
so
standard,
Which is why I
no,
dropped
because
this
we are
question.
also members of the SWA.
I am aware
and
of that. I'm aware
taking
of
the
that.
taking an opportunity to speak about this, like what happened. There are certain things which should not happen in an industry.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, forget writers, even crew, HODs, key crew are not getting credits.
Yeah.
It's so that is something very frightening when you don't credit people for their work. Secondly, with writers, you have to understand one thing. A lot of people feel, and I know this, they're producers, they're writers, they're other bigger writers, for example, who have a junior writer under them, they're directors. They think that if they sit in a room and talk, and then this writer goes back and actually writes, that they've also written. That is a misconception. What you're actually doing is taking credit from somebody who's written. So I'd like to put it out there. We need to fix things like this, really, because otherwise, like Zoya's saying, it'll reflect on us, and on a level, it is reflecting on us as an industry.
I mean, when you see the credits of a film, you will know who's respecting the writer or not.
Absolutely.
You see any foreign film, the 3 big credits are writer, director, and producer. The last 3 credits. Of course, the actors come first because they are selling a film differently. But the end, before the film starts, the 3 credits are producer, writer, director, for a reason.
And no, there are people, I wouldn't say there's nobody doing it, but definitely I urge more producers, more directors to do this.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, nothing is being taken away from you when you're crediting people for their hard work.
Absolutely.
In fact, more power to you.
ट्रेलर लॉन्च के दिन रितेश सिद्धवानी ने इतनी अच्छी बात एक बोली थी कि अगर राइटर स्क्रिप्ट लिख के ना लाए, प्रोड्यूसर भी है, डायरेक्टर भी है, एक्टर्स भी हैं, टेक्नीशियंस भी हैं, सब बेरोजगार हो जाएंगे.
बिल्कुल. इसी टॉपिक पे इंटरेस्टिंग राइट कि उन्होंने शोले चूज किया. शोले इज अ फिल्म दैट एवरीबडी हैज ट्राइड टू रीमेक and I must say colossally failed. Probably they are the only people who actually
Made a hit
succeeded.
out of it.
Is it true or not?
Successful version, yeah, maybe.
This is the only probably film that worked. बाकी सबको गालियाँ ही पड़ी है. That's the only way to put it. They've got trolled. They've said, why would you touch a classic like that? It's actually, it was very brave of him to try, but he also catered to the audience. Sometimes a remake can work when you understand what and how you're going to make it and present it. Again,
That way, I mean, Nasir is a phenomenon, and that's why I think he's the ultimate Superboy of Malegaon.
yeah. But Zoya, should we stop touching the classic? Let just this be the last thing that you should go and watch. What do you think about Sholay remakes?
I
will
think-
keep trying that on and off.
Yeah, but I think it's what he did was he adapted it.
Yeah.
He gave the film its due. You know what I mean? He did a very interesting thing. So he's not taken Sholay away from it.
Sure.
It is Sholay.
Yeah.
He's adapted it in a way, but he's contextualized it into his town, and he's made it about their problems, their lives, what their nuances are.
Yeah.
But it's that film made for them.
Yeah.
So he did it in a very interesting way, and I think everybody should do what they want if they take the rights legally. They should do what they want, and if you can adapt something and make it your own in a way that resonates with people today, why not?
Okay, I'm going to end with this. All of you just tell me one question, because I'm not doing that last fun questions bit at all. You don't have the time. Just one question, because she said that, okay? ऐसी एक फिल्म बताना जो आपको लगता है आप कभी उस रीमेक का हिस्सा बनना नहीं चाहेंगे, या तो लगता है ऐसी फिल्मों को छूना ही नहीं चाहिए. वन ऐसी एक फिल्म जो आपके दिमाग में आता है, आपको लगता है ना मुझे उसका हिस्सा बनना, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है भाई आई नो इट्स गोना गो रॉन्ग, या तो आपको लगता है इन द ईदर सेंस ऑफ इट, ऐसी एक फिल्म आपके दिमाग में, अ क्लासिक दैट वी शुड नॉट गो फॉर.
I think Zoya and I are going to think of the same film.
Which one?
You can't look at each other.
No. I think a remake, I wouldn't, like when you said this, the first thing that came up for me was Jaane Bhi Do Yaaro. Like, don't touch it.
Yeah.
It's just genius. Just don't touch it.
Second that.
Yeah, I love that
Ditto.
movie. Huh?
गोल्ड का डायलॉग चुरा रहा हूँ, डिट्टो.
That movie is like, it's just too good.
Yeah, I don't think you can make it again in this.
Yeah,
time.
just don't touch it.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah.
What about you?
Spoiled for choice. Too many films.
Could be, what about top of your head? Like she said, the first thing that came to your mind.
The Godfather. I mean, in Indian films, there would be anything Satyajit has done, anything Guru Dutt has done, anything. Too many directors come to my head when you talk to this,
yeah.
so I can't replace that. I don't want anyone to touch their things. Just,
Fair
that
enough.
sounds so wrong, but yes.
Reema, is it the same that you were thinking?
No, I wasn't. No, I think people might think I'm being a little pompous in this answer because it's our own film, but I really feel because of the pressure on us to write Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. Maybe that's a film we should leave alone till we get a really good idea.
Yeah. Y'all are going to do it. That's it. Y'all are, please don't even give the rights away. Reema, don't give ideas to people now coming next to you asking for rights. No, don't give it away. Please, don't give it away. It's a good thing. Nobody should touch it. Okay, what about you, Adarsh?
Spoiled for choice, but if I had to really take a name, probably Inglourious Basterds. It's one of my favorite films and I never wanted to be remade.
Desi kuch yaad aa raha aapko?
Desi to bahut. I don't want there to be another Wasseypur. I'm happy with two. I'm
Okay.
really happy because it's come like a full circle for
True.
me.
You said gangs.
Gangs of
Yeah.
Wasseypur.
Yeah. That's true.
I said ditto.
वही डिट्टो कोई और कुछ नहीं है ना
खत्म मतलब वो डेथ वारंट के बाद वो तोड़ दिया जाता ना पिन वो ऐसी फिल्म है कि उसका रीमेक तो छोड़
That's true. But okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Thank you.
we have very less time, but
Thank you.
I mean, I've truly enjoyed all the conversations. Also, there are a lot of things the film also tries to say. It's beautifully done. Also, I think towards the end, it's a celebration of films, and why not? Thank you so much
Thank
once again.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.